Hello, and welcome to the Q&A portion of the Word 16. All right, howdy. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist because Autobahn Stuffy Britches was pretty irritating. Howdy, Colby. Howdy, Lynn. Whoever else is hiding here with us. Anyways, what do you think? Howdy, GR. Okay. Anyways, I hope everybody is having a beautiful evening. If it's evening where you are. So what do we have here? Because I didn't take any notes for a very specific reason. If anybody has anything from Exodus chapter 36, then please shout it out in the chat. The main thing I got from this is a very big repeat of the instructions that were given to Moses. And this is the fulfillment of those, them following the word that was given to them to make the tabernacle, how to make everything down to the last little detail. Don't go too fast. I can barely keep up with the chat. All right. That's a good point there, GR. Let's see there. Howdy, Albina. Let's see, where was it? Now, that's interesting. Now, Colby, was it square? Or rectangle? Or was it a circle? Did you use exactly all the exact same materials, or just part of it? And the corners of the tabernacle. Actually, that's a good point, Lynn. It was probably very beautiful. And the one that from which it was copied is probably even more so. I don't know, if you got thousands of people working on the assembly and disassembly, everybody, I think we covered this already, but every family had an assignment. Every family had an assignment. The men of one family would take care of only one thing, and so on and so on and so on. And I would imagine it wasn't unlike when they set up a big top circus, if I'm not the only person old enough to remember those. But remember too, let's see, I'm pretty sure I have that on the internet somewhere. Actually, I don't like the way that Google presents that stuff. So let's go over here. Let's look up a couple of diagrams or pictures. I'm a picture kind of person. All right. So this is what it would have looked like. something like this. As it takes me 7 minutes to go through here. Oh, and I froze. Okay. Okay, so this is how I would be set up, right? If this is to the west, right there. Let's see, what order are we in? Got Levi in the center, right? Has protection around the tabernacle with the priests at the front right there. And then to the north, I want to say, no, I guess that's the east. So if that's west, east, this is the north here. So Naphtali, Asher, and Dan. To the north and to the south, you have Reuben, Simeon, and Gad, and all their encampments. Right? This is millions of people, remember. Just on a little camp out. Right? And Benjamin, starting at the west, Benjamin, Manasseh, Ephraim, to the east, Judah from the center, Issachar, and Zebulun. So, all in all, a pretty impressive setup. Now, remember the dimensions that were given for the tabernacle right there were pretty big. Now, this is kind of interesting too. If you think about how this is laid out, it is in like a cross sort of shape, right? Probably like a big plus sign from there. I don't know. Let's look at this one. Hey, look at that. Now, they probably drew that in the form of a cross to make it look more like a cross. But they would all be pointing the same direction, right? Unless they're moving in mass, like this, right? Yep, it does look like a lot of people in it, right? And it looks like a cross. But that is pretty interesting. So, where were we? So if we go to 37, that's when they're talking about the building of the ark. So for the building of the ark, let's see if we can find a picture of that too. Oh, there we go. All right. So Ark of the, whoops, not the covenant. Right? And there's just really a lot of different interpretations for this. Let me pull that up. Oops. There we go. So this may be typically what you see. Something like that. What's wrong with that picture? The staves, didn't it say the staves were covered with gold also? Or maybe not. Now, this is what we were talking about when we were looking at the instructions about the wings being raised out over the seat itself. There's just really quite a few different interpretations of how people thought it looked. I mean, we really haven't seen anything really repeated yet, except that one. Now, this is kind of what I was talking about. with the, what is that? Like, it looks like a little desk model someone dropped and bent. Anyways, with the wings coming out to the center like a backrest, because this is the mercy seat, right? The seat of mercy. Let's see if there's a, oh, now that's just silly. Okay. Anyways, one of the ones more like that. Yeah, I don't think that's accurate at all, but we kind of get an idea here. Did that one have stars around it? Yeah, it does have stars around it. I don't remember anything about stars being in the instructions. But what do I know, right? Interesting. Okay. Enough of that because it's getting into the silly stuff. I was thinking that it said I have to look now, that the staves were to be covered with gold also. 2 rings, staves of Shidwin, yeah, right there, verse 4 of chapter 37. Staves of Shidwin, and overlaid them with gold. But as you saw in a lot of those renditions, they just had wood in there, right? The instructions were very specific. It wasn't I mean, it was Abba put the spirit of craftsmanship into these men, his spirit, right? The spirit of God to make them craftsmen. And the instructions were very specific. It's not like in my opinion, con that we have going on over in Jerusalem right now at the base of the Roman fort, what they're now saying is where the temple was, where they're wearing like Nikes and sandals. They're not barefoot, right? They're not wearing the linen cloths. I mean, have the linen to make the look. They're burning who knows what kind of wood to get the fire started. It looks like a big pile of pallets. It's just zero respect, zero fear, zero reverence for our Father. Anyways, I don't think that they had that after what they witnessed in Egypt and at Mount Sinai. But that's just my opinion. Okay. Oh, I thought I was going to have to censor Lynn there for a second. Okay. Now that you say that, now that I see that you said that, GR, there, I can't remember the scientific principle, but there is something about when you mix certain materials together, it makes the heavy one light, and it actually gives it a type of neutral buoyancy. And you'll hear people argue that, well, that's how they get satellites up there, man. But if you think about that, because the ark with gold and the gold top, the mercy seat with the cherubs on it and everything, that thing had to be heavy. It was borne by 4 men. Carried by 4 men. Right? The border of the border of it, mercy seat, was the breadth, right? One breadth, the breadth of a hand. Or is that the span? I think that's the breadth. Correct me if I'm wrong. What in the world? Oh my goodness. My thingy is not clicking. Spinning wheel of death. All right. So what else is there in 37? What else did you pick up out of there? It's a lot of gold. That's right. Lots of gold. Now, it doesn't. I don't recall reading it recently, but somewhere I think later it says that they're told to use gold refined 7 times. Which we were discussing this. I was discussing this with someone or some people, and the more you refine gold, the more it takes on a white color, like white gold, and the more it looks like a really, really pristine silver. No, that's not even an accurate description. It still looks like gold. All right, I'm not seeing anything new. Let's go to 38. 38, 38. Do I hear 39? No, 38. Okay. Did you ever go to an auction? I think sometimes those guys just sit there and go, blah, 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 39. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay, so this gets into all the accoutrements of the altar and the instruments thereof. Right, and we did this is kind of a review for us. They're just making it now versus when they weren't making it. They were getting the instructions for it. That's the words I was looking for. Yep, a lot of gold, man. And we'll find this later, too, when they go to build the temple in Jerusalem. And people are donating precious metals and brass and everything for the temple. They had to tell people to quit bringing it. We got enough. And they did the same thing with the tabernacle, too. We got enough. We've got too much. Oh, goodness. It's allergies. Okay. Seriously, it is, though. Yep. Everybody brings everything they need, man. So nobody's got anything for 38. Let me go through this. This is all the hangings. We get into that tax, half a shekel. The temple tax. Okay, I can't keep up. We'll just go to 39. Now that I actually did have something for. It's the high priest's uniform, right? That's interesting. As a kid, when we built the tabernacle, I was taught the wood symbolizes the humanity of Christ. Interesting. Then we get into why shittim wood or acacia. So that makes sense. So his earthly realm and his heavenly realm in one. That when we were reading it before, talking about the instructions, talking about his hat, right? And what was it? One translation called it a mitre. I think it's the King James calls it a mitre. We'll find it. Or maybe I won't find it. I thought it was in here. If you see it, let me know. Boy, my dogs are barking. Okay, anyways. I could have sworn it was in this. But the breastplate was really important too, eh? Holy garments. And then the other one what said turban. I think that was Landon's translation using the ESV. Either way. Hey, howdy, Heather and Gary. Yeah, it's hard competing with Jared and Tom. But somebody has to do it. Hey, I was already scheduled. They just do it out of the blue. All right. Oh, there it is, verse 28. A mitre of fine linen and a goodly bonnets of fine linen and linen breeches of fine twined linen. So for some reason, turban seems like a better description. I don't know why. I think because the mitre is what the Pope wears, that fish hat, right? Fish mouth. So that's what I believe. I don't know though for certain. Let's see. Okay, let's go on another picture venture here. Screen share. Okay, so high priest's garments. Again, look at all these different interpretations we have of this thing. Right, they call it the Jewish high priest. So here we have the stones for the 12 tribes. We have the ouches on the shoulders with the names of the 12 tribes. Let's see if there's a better picture. A mitre, you'll see he has that they have that like a biker's headband, it looks like. That's getting awfully close to Rosicrucian there. I don't know. Well, actually, what did it say though? It said to checker it, weave it, or checker it. It didn't look like a checker though. I have something pictured more like this: the bells with the pomegranates down at the bottom. Look at the height change here. The high priest. But okay. Let's see. I'll try to find a big one. How big is that? That's tiny. See, the short guy is the biggest one so far. Ah, there we go. Let's see, we'll pull it up there. Oh, howdy, Jasmine. Jazzy Jasmine. Is that not showing? Yeah, it's showing. Okay. Well, it's showing on mine. Let's see. There it is. Okay. All right. So I don't know. I pictured a little more armor-like than this. I guess this is fairly accurate since it has the scripture right here. So the onyx stones on the shoulder plate, linen tunic underneath, this underwear. Speaking of which, does anybody know about the Mormon holy underwear? The holy Mormon underwear? Hi, Rosie. Okay. But she's an adult, so I can say that. Or I could say, hi, Lynn's daughter. All right. Foya? Foy? All right. So what else is in this? Coverings of ram skins, and we looked that up before. It's not rams, they're antelopes of some type. I'm sorry, not the rams, the badgers is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it wasn't badgers, man. What the heck? It's antelope. All right, let's move over. Chapter 40. Chapter 40. What do you have? Somehow, this part I missed in this. Oh, I guess I can't blame that barking dog on Lynn. Anyways, this is the first time that the tabernacle was raised, and the first time that the Ark of the Covenant was put in. And I don't know why. I found that really cool. Verse 17, and it came to pass in the first month in the second year, on the first day of the month, that the tabernacle was reared up. Verse 18, and Moses reared up the tabernacle and fastened his sockets and set up the boards thereof and put in the bars thereof and reared up his pillars. And he spread abroad the tent over the tabernacle and put the covering of the tent above upon it, as the Lord commanded Moses. Oh my goodness. guess I can turn that down now since I'm not talking to anybody. All right. So glad the fire of Yah made it. I have a feeling she's been hiding, though. So first time the tabernacle's raised. What do y'all think of that? Huh? 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 Okay. That's good. You should be resting. We should all be resting. All of us. Okay. So, anyways. All right, everyone. I hate to rush, but I have to rush. So, we'll be back middle of the week, and we'll do some more of this. For Passover, remember, this is what's important to remember now in this day and age. Okay? You may have celebrated Passover already, and maybe you're doing it tomorrow, maybe you're doing it a week from today, or a week later, or this weekend, or a month from now, whenever you do it. Okay? The bread was broken. Okay? The bread of life, that's what was broken for us. That's our unleavened, sin being leaven. That's our unleavened bread. Right? Doctrine being the leaven. Right? No, we go directly to Jesus Yeshua. He is our lamb. His blood is the sacrifice that covers us now. And that's what we need to remember. Okay, I know there's a lot of people out there that say they understand that, but by tradition, they still smear lamb's blood on their doorposts every year. And I don't think that's necessary. I think the memorial is what is necessary, right? To have the unleavened bread as a memorial and have the, remember the blood that we're covered with, right? Remember when we just read not too long ago, when they did the sin offering for all of Israel, the high priest scattered the blood on all the congregation. And we have one high priest now. That's Jesus Christ, our Yeshua Messiah. And he covered us with his blood for atonement. So that is what is important. Don't get lost in someone telling you you're going to burn in hell if you don't anoint your big toe on your right foot. Lori, glad you made it. So that's it, everybody. I was just saying goodbye. Anyways, love you all. We'll see you in the middle of the week, and get some rest. Why not? All right. Talk to you soon. Ciao.